नहीं यार, एआई से इतना हैंडसम दीपक तो नहीं बनेगा, ये तो आई कैन अश्योर यू.
Come on, yeah, Shobha. Self-doubt is so easy and self-belief is so difficult. We see a very fabricated version of people on social media every single day, right? We'll not see a lot of people crying on social media. Even if people are crying, a lot of people will say, why did you record? Why did you record this? I choose what to show. It's not that कोई मेरे को गन पॉइंट पे गन रख के बोल रहा है कि नहीं तू कर, तू डाल, नहीं तो तेरे व्यूज नहीं आएंगे. अरे घंटा फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मेरे को मत डाल. I'm okay losing people if they don't get what I'm going through. So one core skill will make you money. The rest are the soft skills that will help you make money.
Welcome to the Journey Within podcast with me, Shobha Rana. This is a podcast where we deep dive into the personal growth journeys of our guests. In this show, we explore the experiences, insights, and lessons learned by individuals who have embarked on this journey of self-discovery and transformation. Our guests share their stories of navigating through life's ups and downs, finding purpose and meaning, and ultimately becoming the best versions of themselves. Join us as we reflect on life, gain wisdom, and inspire each other to keep growing in our journeys within. Joining me today on the podcast is a multi-talented media entrepreneur, founder of the media company Iceberg Creations. He is a content creator himself, a podcast host. Wow, I'm so excited to meet him already. He runs a podcast called The Chill Hour Pod. I'm sure you'll have seen his videos across the internet. He's a keynote speaker and so much more. Please welcome Deepak, Pareek with me on the Journey Within podcast. Hi Deepak, welcome to the Journey Within podcast. How are you?
I am good. Thank you so much for having me, Shobha.
ये एकदम zen बाबा वाले अवतार में जो आपने जवाब दिया ना.
ऐसे बैठो. Main frame up चला देना.
Is it the podcast vibe? Is it my vibe? Why are you so zen today? I've not seen you like this on the Chill Hour pod.
There are a lot of avatars that people have not seen, so it's better if it's kept hidden.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, just the vibe. I think of the space. It's a wonderful studio.
Yeah.
And your vibe is absolutely very zen. So I think I'll try and maintain.
I'm trying to break out of that. That's why I've got you to teach me the chill hour way.
बिल्कुल कर देंगे.
The chill way of doing the podcast.
बिल्कुल कर देंगे. आप कितना टाइम लगा आपको ये आउटफिट प्रिपेयर करने में?
मैंने तो ऑनेस्टली 15 मिनट. आई एम अ वेरी क्विक, झटपट से रेडी होने वाला. आई टेक नो एफर्ट इन गेटिंग रेडी.
15 मिनट में हो गया?
यस.
दिस इज अ क्यू फॉर ऑल द वुमेन आउट देयर. 15 मिनट में जो आप कर रहे हो. कितने बजे उठते हो आप?
अभी तो बहुत ही खराब चल रहा है मेरा स्केड्यूल.
क्यों?
तो आज तो आई थिंक आई वोक अप एट 7:38.
ये खराब है?
ये खराब है. यूजुअली आई वेक अप एट 5:30.
मैं कुछ ना बोलूं तो ही ठीक है, क्योंकि आज संडे है और मैं आज तो मैं जल्दी उठ गया था. आज मैं मरीन ड्राइव गया था. आई कीप इट लाइक अ हैबिट दैट आई ट्राई एंड गो ऑन संडेज.
बट व्हाट वर यू डूइंग एट द मरीन ड्राइव?
I just walk यार. I feel that that's my time and I feel
अकेले और a romantic walk?
With my sister. So
come on. On a Sunday morning.
So she's not from Bombay, right? So
she's visiting you?
They're here
Achha,
for like 2-3 days. So I'm like, today I'm going to spend with you.
Or is it a safe answer is what I'm trying to figure out. But nonetheless, moving forward.
There's nothing to hide. But yeah, I think I just try to spend some time with myself. Try and record a couple of things maybe. Take snippets, take some time lapses.
Yeah.
Just watch, just observe people. Maybe the cat cross from one side to the other. The dog. How
much is the art of podcasting related to the art of observation?
Oh, that's a good question. Actually, a lot, because you sort of if you're not able to observe, like you observed right now, that I'm talking about observation. Yeah, and you broke me right there and asked me about how much is whatever related to what. So I think it's very much related to podcasting is very much related to observation, where you sort of if you can't observe, how are you sort of framing your questions, how are you framing the entire the flow of the podcast or how it's supposed to be, And if you are going too long, for example, as an answer, like if cut me whenever I'm going long. So if I'm going long, like I think I'm going wrong
Yes,
right now.
I will do that.
So you sort of observe and tell me to shut up right there, and then maybe move on to the next question. So I think that's all observation. It's everything is observation. If you feel that maybe the guest is getting a little bored,
Yeah.
maybe the audience is getting bored with
Right.
this answer, so I should cut right now. Maybe jump to something
Observation
else.
is a really great skill that comes handy in a lot of situations in our lives,
हाँ जी.
right? So observation को enhance करने के कोई तरीके I want to know from you. What would be your 3 tools or techniques or tips to enhance observation?
Wow, this sounds like a reel. 3 tips to enhance observation. Yeah, nothing. I think one thing that I do is just observe the very normal things in life that we sometimes miss out on. So I was last Sunday. I tried a ritual where I was just walking around on the streets of Bombay, and I was just trying to focus on the most basic things, like the leaves moving because of the wind. It's a very normal thing, right? And I was just roaming around, and I saw a lot of rickshawalas, sleeping inside their rickshaws, eating, having their lunch inside their rickshaws. Just sort of strikes a bell that some people don't have it easy, and so that's an observation.
So feeling grateful and gratitude is also a part of observation.
100%. I think if you मतलब आप just normal जो भी आप जिंदगी में कर रहे हो, just try and observe the most random things that's like an outlier maybe. कि आज different क्या हुआ?
I think getting involved with the life 100% at that moment
Yeah.
around you is extremely important. As a generation, what has happened now with all of us is that we are totally distracted at all the times. Like while I'm talking to you, in my mind, I'm still thinking about what's going to happen next, and that is like has become a default mode for most of us. तो observation ना कहीं कम हो जाती है, कभी कभी die भी हो जाती है, क्योंकि आप इतना ज़्यादा future को predict करने में और calculate करने में और उसको, you're always shaking things up in your head. So I think getting involved with what is happening in this present moment is extremely important to
100%.
enhance your
मतलब
observation.
वो I think for some meditation might work, for some working out might help the brain to be at that one point, like laser sharp focus कि नहीं मेरे को तो इसी के बारे में सोचना है.
So Deepak, you do a bunch of things. You
हाँ जी.
create content also. You do this podcast, the Chill Hour Pod, which is, I think, a really fun and amazing podcast.
yeah.
You also have a media company, so you're a media entrepreneur as
हाँ
well.
जी.
So you're juggling many balls right now.
हाँ जी.
How do you maintain your focus?
So I've answered this question a lot of times, and a lot of people have asked me this question. And the only way I answer this is none of the things that I do is something that I don't enjoy. Because when you're not enjoying maybe a couple of things out of the lot, then you have to maybe focus
Right.
on say कि ये इसमें मजा नहीं आ रहा, ये करते हैं वो करते हैं. I always prioritize कि आज maybe दिन के 5 tasks है, मेरे को ये करने हैं. Let's try and get maybe this done. So दिन के 5 tasks में से आज maybe हो सकता है 6 बजे उठना है.
So are you a to-do list guy?
I'm not a to-do list guy, but I will not prepare the to-do list one night in advance. जैसे बहुत ऐसे lot of coaches out there who say this कि नहीं रात को करो ये.
मैं तो उनमें से ही हूँ.
मतलब no offense to anybody यार. I'm just
No, I'm not taking it offensively at all.
It's just that whatever works for
Oh,
you.
I thought you're talking about last minute preparation. नहीं, I'm not that organized and planned in my life right now कि मैं एक रात पहले design करूँ.
This podcast says otherwise.
No,
I
not
think
at
you're
all.
very, very, very well prepared.
We're trying to get there.
Our episodes are not like
We're trying
that.
to intimidate our guests with our planning, which is
No, I'm not
completely
intimidated. I'm just a little, it's good. It's in fact good that
I
you're
know,
so
I know.
prepared.
Yeah.
If and whenever you see some of our BTS clips, you'll realize we are not prepared.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the nature of the show. Like for us, we want to keep it very candid, unfiltered. So, but yeah, I think
And I think there's a lot of audience for that kind of content also. You are connecting with the youth where they want to see this completely unfiltered, raw, unedited sort of sneak peek into people's lives. So you're connecting with a lot of youth through your podcast. I
I think the audience loves the raw nature of conversation much more than structured is what I
Right.
felt for my audience.
Right.
It could be entirely different for your audience. It could be entirely different
Right.
for maybe anybody else's audience. But yeah, I think that works for us. and I'm like, ठीक है, चलो, let's try and keep it that way.
Deepak, I'm very happy with this raw, unfiltered way of the content that you do. It's interesting, and I think that is what people now want to see, because this glossy, planned, dolled up, and completely done to the T kind of content is already there on all the social medias.
100%.
Right, but people do want to know the real side of things. So I think that's where your rawness and all that you're trying to do with your
What I
podcast
ask you,
comes in.
what was my first question to you? How much time did you take to get ready? Because that's something people talk about.
Yeah.
We see a very fabricated version of people on social media every single day, right? We'll not see a lot of people crying on social media. Even if people are crying, a lot of people will say, why did you record this? If you were crying, you should not be having your phone with you. Why do you record this? You shouldn't have recorded this, maybe. So fabrication has
But
become
how
like
does one counter that though? Because when you're crying, and that's the real you, and you want to show the real you through your
That's
social
exactly
pages,
my point.
what do
So
you do?
That's exactly my point. So when a lot of people, so it's just perception of people, right? When some people might say, oh, why do you have a camera on? Or some people might say, oh, you should show your real self. Not everybody is as happy as you show people to be. So ऐसा क्यों कर रहे हो आप? So I think it's a very different version of what people show. I mean, on a podcast, I might say, "Hey guys, thank you so much for watching." I'm not that like that in real life.
Yeah.
When I met you, I'm not, "Hey Shobha, hi, how's it going?" I'm not like that.
But I know people like that
It's
also,
not-
right?
I mean,
Who will come with
works
this
for
Red Bull
them.
energy all the time.
I mean, it works for them. You're talking about people like Ranveer Singh, sure, but not like that's. So there is always that camera persona that will come along, right? There will always be a persona that you have to do that is relevant for the camera, because it's your work. It's your line of work that requires you to stay that way. But not every time you're like, oh, let's get this done. Let's get this done. Nahin, yaar,
It's like
mere ko
as
bhi aaram
simple
karna hai.
as somebody going to a company for a job, they're dressing up and doing the part for the job.
Yeah.
It's something as organic as this. It's not like you're two people or you have two personalities or something like that.
Exactly. It's a job.
It's just a job requirement.
It's a job. Yeah. It's a very normal job. Let's try and please normalize this.
Do you sit with yourself at peace, and are you in 100% affirmation with who you are being? क्या वो होता है लोगों के साथ?
यार होता होगा, I don't know, but I just feel that
मुझे लगता है ये 100% एनर्जी और ये आउटगोइंग और ये सब दिखाना जो हम चाहते हैं कि एक परसेप्शन बने कि आई एम लाइक दिस, आई एम सो कूल, आई एम सो चिल एंड आई हैव गॉट दिस वाइब गोइंग ऑन, इसकी वजह से बहुत ज्यादा प्रेशर हमारे कहीं ना कहीं अंदर एक्यूमुलेट होना शुरू हो जाता
यार
है.
वो रियल नहीं है ना फिर. मतलब आप समझ रहे हो, जैसे अगर मैं प्रिटेंड करूँ कि oh, I'm this and don't behave like this. Oh, I will not have my shoes on. Yeah, what is this? Yeah. Because if I pretend, it's not me, and that will go away. It just looks versus brain versus the kindness of the person. Like it's just that analogy if I can bring in. So, matlab, if it's not you, it will fade away. It will show.
Right.
People will see through it.
Right.
If I have maybe a persona that's online versus when I meet people, sometimes it's totally different.
Right.
I might see a version of you on your podcasts versus when I'm meeting you, I could see a completely different version.
True.
Online versus real में तो
में
बहुत
difference
फर्क है
है,
ना,
हाँ.
तो मतलब you can't always equate that. But ठीक है, मतलब if for some energy works, which is great, for some it doesn't and they want to
But
be.
how real are you on your social handles versus in real life?
Yeah, I choose what I want to show. I don't show everything, which is a boundary I've set for myself. I don't try and show a lot of my personal life. I don't want to show a lot of my personal life, and that's a choice. I don't feel that the entire world needs to know what's going on within my family or within my friend group, or I don't feel that ये दिखाना ही पड़ेगा because it's a job. नहीं यार, जरूरी नहीं है. मैं नहीं दिखाता, जरूरी नहीं है दिखाना, क्यों दिखाऊं? So it's a choice. Whatever you show, if you feel that you're showing success on social media, it's a choice. If you feel that you are showing the most vulnerable self, it's a choice. Right? So I choose what to show. It's not that कोई मेरे को गन पॉइंट पे गन रख के बोल रहा है कि नहीं तू कर, तू डाल, नहीं तो तेरे व्यूज नहीं आएंगे. अरे घंटा फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मेरे को मत डाल. I don't want to show. Genuinely, I don't want to show because it's a choice. So whatever I put up, it's by choice.
I think being in awareness that it's a choice is such a superpower, because then you negate a lot of pressure. जो आ जाता है ना कि कंपल्जन के रूप में कि ये तो करना ही है या नहीं करना है. आई थिंक वो आप नेगेट कर देते हो कहीं ना कहीं, और उसकी कॉस्ट होती है जो आप पे करते हो. मुझे ऐसा लगता है, बिकॉज आई थिंक आई पे अ कॉस्ट फॉर द चॉइस दैट आई मेक टू show on the social media. There are certain ways with which you can
What's the cost
get
you're
instant
bearing?
success. The cost that, like, you said that you are such a zen persona and all of that,
Yeah.
which I am in my real life. I am just like any other girl next door. It's not like
So keep it that
कि
way.
मैं उस zone में रहती हूँ and all of that. But these are the conversations that interest me. These are the conversations or the part of human psychology that I want to decode through this podcast, and I want to reach out to people, telling them that whatever you are going through is just so normal, and everybody else is going through it.
Yeah,
Because when
yeah.
we are going through something particularly bad in our lives, we feel that the heavens have broken loose on me and my life only sucks. We don't realize that every other person who is in our life, their life is also hitting a low at all points in a different manner, of a different magnitude, but everybody's story is just the same.
100%.
So that's the part that I want to highlight. That's why I do this content. Otherwise, it's very easy for me also to do some makeup related content, some what do they say, stylist kind of a content,
Yeah.
because that's what I do day in and day out as my in my job as a host.
Right.
That's the persona that I be on the stage. So what I be in my online persona, what I bring to stage as a host persona, are sometimes two different things. This is very grounding, that is
Fair.
very elevating.
Fair.
And you pay a price.
It's the nature of the job, yaar.
That's what I'm saying. But
Yeah.
people don't take so much time to understand that it's the nature of the job. So sometimes they say her energies.
That's exactly what I mean to say when people put others on a pedestal.
Yeah.
Or when you yourself think, oh, I'm the be all and end all of things.
Yeah.
नहीं भाई, तुम कुछ नहीं हो.
कुछ नहीं हो
अब
actually.
तुम बाहर निकलो, तुम पता चलेगा कितने तोप लोग बाहर काम कर रहे हैं और कितने grounded है वो.
Correct.
So I'm not belittling anybody saying that, okay, you've not done work. But the only thing is that you stay grounded to whatever you're doing and just focus on the work. The accolades will follow. Everything will follow. Everything. If you all boils down to the motive behind doing certain things. What's the intent?
I think that is the most useless emotion, regret. I keep telling everyone this, whoever comes to me to seek advice for anything. I said regret does not have anything positive coming to you at that point, because it just sucks you off whatever has happened. It just keeps you living in the past, right?
Yeah.
That happened, this happened, why it happened. So I think regret is such a useless
हाँ,
emotion.
मतलब
that way.
उसका ये मतलब है ना कि आपने कुछ किया और अभी आपको लग रहा है कि आपने वो क्यों किया. उस समय तो आपको ठीक ही लग रहा था ना.
Exactly.
तो आप when you look back, you'll realize, you'll always think कि oh, I should have done this like this. It's a famous podcast question also.
Right.
What 3 things you would have done differently? अरे I don't want to do things differently यार. I did what I did on the basis of the knowledge I had at that point in time. 5 years back, I did not know what podcasting was. Today I know. 5 years later, I might think, what was I doing today yaar? So it's entirely dependent on the kind of knowledge I have and what am I doing with that knowledge at this point in time. So regret,
Right.
again, I second what you're saying.
I had a friend who I recently met, and she was discussing one of her life situations with me, and she's like, should I do this or not? Because if I do this, I might have a huge regret, haunting me for the rest of my life. But if I don't do this, then I'm always in the query of what if. So what do I do? So a very interesting conversation I was having with her, and I told her that you should do what you feel like doing in this moment. Of course, we all analyze and calculate, and after calculation, you reach to a decision.
Sure.
You take that decision, and even if it doesn't turn out the way you were hoping it to turn out, regret should not be there, because allow yourself the grace of accepting that what you did in that moment was probably the only choice that you had in that moment.
Exactly.
Right? You calculated your options, and that was the only decision that you came to. Allow yourself the grace to accept and just move on from there.
Adding to that, situations change यार. उस समय मेरे situation वो थे where I wanted to do something like that. I did it. Today I feel that I am in a situation where maybe I want to do podcasting. So I'm enjoying podcasting. Tomorrow I might feel कि नहीं करना मेरे को. I'll shut shop.
Now that you're saying it, that you would not do it tomorrow, or you'll do something else tomorrow, how much is the financial angle involved to that?
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, that's fairly that's fairly what I mean when I say situation, right? So when I say that maybe 5 years back when I started with content, maybe I was in a position to experiment. And when I'm saying that I'm in a position to experiment, it comes from a place of privilege. And I'm saying it on camera that I was privileged enough to try content, because content does not pay the bills initially. Will not pay the bills initially, because it's a very uncertain profession and it's out there. मैं कुछ ऐसा ग्राउंड ब्रेकिंग नहीं बोल रहा हूँ यहाँ पे दैट विल चेंज द रियलिटीज एंड एवरीथिंग. कुछ नहीं है ऐसा. It will take time, and if you are at it, in most cases it will happen, no matter what. And this holds true for everything, like whatever you are doing. But today, if I'm maybe I've entered podcasting and I've understood कि यार चलो ठीक है, let's try and do it. I might see a future revenue angle to it, right? Maybe I am already monetizing whatever I'm doing right now. Tomorrow, and some things are for the fun of it also. मतलब
Of
one for
course.
the kitchen, one for the soul is always something that I believe in. कि यार किचन वाला काम किचन तक रहने दो, वो फिर वो सोल के लिए कब करोगे यार? Not every passion needs to be monetized.
True.
Please don't monetize all passions you have. Please don't. It's a waste of it. You'll lose the craft. You'll lose the interest. You'll not enjoy it anymore because you've added business to it. मेरे को अगर रूबिक्स क्यूब सॉल्व करना है, मेरा मन है सॉल्व करने का. आई जस्ट एंजॉय सॉल्विंग. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ आई एंजॉय सॉल्विंग रूबिक्स क्यूब एंड नाउ आई एम थिंकिंग ओ माई रिकॉर्ड इज लाइक 10 seconds or so, right? And now I'm thinking नहीं यार इसको वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड बीट करते हैं, 3 seconds में लाते हैं,
या फिर अभी कोर्स बनाते हैं,
में लाते हैं,
how
अब
to
कोर्स बनाते हैं
solve.
हाउ टू सॉल्व अ रूबिक्स क्यूब. एक
That is
वर्कशॉप
also
लेते
happening
हैं,
these days.
एक मीटअप करते हैं, एक मोनेटाइज करते हैं, 100 रुपए की टिकट बना देंगे, 200 लोग आ जाएंगे, 20,000 रुपए कमा लो. अरे नहीं यार, तुम सब चीज मत करो भाई. किचन वाला जो है उसको किचन तक रखो, उस सोल वाला है वो सोल तक रखो.
I really like this one for kitchen and one for soul
प्लीज
kind
प्लीज,
of
वेरी
concept.
इंपॉर्टेंट, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. अब तुम दिमाग के लिए कुछ, दिल के लिए कुछ
What
नहीं
is
कर
your
रहे.
kitchen and what is your soul?
Kitchen is content, my media firm, everything else. Soul would be I enjoy cricket. I enjoy sports in general. So I enjoy cricket. I enjoy badminton. I've represented my school, college in badminton, in cricket. Cricket, I've played Division 4 Bengal. So that's something that I wanted to take up very professionally. But COVID happened. So I couldn't continue that. But cricket, badminton, public speaking is one thing I enjoy. So
wow.
I love being on stage. I love the vibe of it. It's just the mic. It's just the mic and the stage.
Yeah.
And whenever I have like a jacket or a blazer on, it gives me that energy.
What is your style of public speaking?
Okay. I go on the stage and I'm there for like 5 minutes. I tell the photographer पहले से कि एक अच्छी फोटो ले लेना. ठीक है? That will go out as a LinkedIn post. It's pretty clear in my head कि वो LinkedIn post की तरह जाएगा because I need pictures. ठीक है? एक अच्छी फोटो ले लेना. Whenever the photo is done, the photographer gives me a cue. सबके सामने कि सर फोटो हो गया.
हो गया.
मैं कहा चलो थैंक यू. अब मैं नीचे आ रहा हूँ.
हाँ.
Very simple way to do it is I tell the audience, is it okay if I walk?
Okay.
And they will never say no.
Right.
Or even if they say, I can't hear because I have the mic. I have the full control. So I can do whatever I want to.
Right.
फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता वो कुछ भी बोले.
Right.
मैं नीचे उतर ही जाता हूँ.
हाँ.
And then I walk around. I don't stay in one place. Because that keeps them also on the hook. कि अरे यार ये walk कर रहा है, ये मेरे को पकड़ सकता है, ये किसको पकड़ सकता है. Try and have fun with the audience. I've realized because I've done so many talks now. I've realized कि जो पीछे बैठते हैं ना एकदम ऑडियंस में, वो या तो व्हाट्सएप यूज कर रहे हैं या इंस्टाग्राम यूज कर रहे हैं, और वो डिस्ट्रैक्टेड है. ठीक है, और वो जबरदस्ती बिठाया गया उनको. या तो उसकी बंदी आई है इसलिए वो लेके आई है कि चलो चलो मजा आएगा.
करेक्ट.
और वो मना भी नहीं कर सकता.
करेक्ट.
पिटना है नहीं उसको. उसके बाद वो या तो उसको क्रेडिट आवर्स मिल रहा होगा कॉलेज से इसलिए वो आया. देयर इज सम रीजन व्हाई दोस पीपल आर सिटिंग.
राइट.
So you just randomly go there कि अरे बताना किसको WhatsApp कर रहा है. बंदी तो पास में ही बैठी है, तो अब किसको कर रहा है WhatsApp. So very random things that sort of lightens up the mood for people. Maybe crack a joke here and there. I have the mic so I can choose the topic I want to.
You exercise your full
100%
freedom to.
बिल्कुल करना चाहिए. क्यों? उन्होंने बुलाया मेरे को. मैं थोड़ी चल के जा रहा हूँ कि मैं बोलूंगा इधर. उन्होंने बुलाया, बोलो कि इसके बारे में बात करना है. So one of the things that I've realized where people go wrong in terms of public speaking is they don't read the room.
Yeah.
अब मैं देख रहा हूँ ऑडियंस थक चुकी है. I see a lot of these speaking forums happen where 8 speakers are there back to back.
हाँ.
नहीं चलेगा भाई. आप सोच के देखो, अगर आप तो चलो ऑर्गेनाइज कर रहे हो तो आपको पता नहीं है.
हाँ.
आप तो घूम रहे हो, ये कर रहे हो, स्पीकर को एस्कॉर्ट कर रहे हो, लंच प्रिपेयर कर रहे हो, ये कर रहे हो, होस्ट कर रहे हो, बहुत कुछ कर रहे हो, तो आप बोर नहीं हो रहे. ऑडियंस तो बैठ के ज्ञान सुन रही है. एंड मान लो इफ यू आर द 8th स्पीकर, तब तो बैंड बज गया.
बैंड ही बज गया.
100% यू आर गॉन.
लंच के बाद वाला स्पीकर
गया
लास्ट स्पीकर सबसे बेकार
If you're the
slots है.
first speaker, then good on you.
Good on you.
Because अगर आप बेकार भी हो तो ऑडियंस एटलीस्ट सुन रही है आपको. So I think that's where
और
a lot
अगर
of
वो आप
people.
बेकार हो तो आपने बाकी सबके लिए तो ऑलरेडी बेकार कर दिया टेम्पो ऑफ द इवेंट.
So again, so if somebody has ruined the tempo or somebody is a little bored,
How
and
do you
if I
elevate
go,
that?
Yeah. So again, same. It's just reading the room. It's just like I just ask them, maybe say if I'm the fourth speaker, for example, like just pre-lunch. देखो यार, भूख मेरे को भी लग रहा है, आपको भी लग रहा है. 15 मिनट बैठते हैं, फिर चल लेंगे. So there it becomes very human that way.
You know, at one of the shows I did exactly this, because usually what happens is कि कोई भी goof up हो गया या अगर technical कुछ presentation में कुछ पंगा हो गया है या फिर कोई artist नहीं पहुंचा है और उनका time आ गया है, तो they'll tell यार to the host कि यार 15 मिनट खा ले, अच्छा 30 minutes कर ले. So on one of the show they were so unorganized that ये चीज बार बार हो रही थी. Obviously आप एक बार गए, आपने कुछ कर लिया, audience engagement जिसे हमारी दुनिया में बुलाते हैं, so you'll do some audience engagement, you'll make them happy, chill, elevate the energy. लेकिन जब ये 4-5 बार हो जाता है, for how long people are gonna applaud and take it in their stride. So I went on the stage and I said, देखो यार, समझ में तुमको भी आ रहा है that presentation ready है नहीं.
बिल्कुल.
और अभी पीछे तैयारी चल रही है.
That's exactly what
अब
I
बताओ
do.
करना क्या है. हमारे पास 15 मिनट है. I'm not going to say that let's applaud or let's play this game or doing that. अब आप बताओ, what do you want to do? I literally walked inside the room and पूरे रूम में जाके हिंदी में काउंटिंग कर रहे हैं, कुछ भी, any random thing which is coming to my mind, questions like are you happy or married, कुछ भी random, शादी को कितने साल हो गए, कुछ भी random चल रहा है. And I told them upfront that I have nothing to organize for you to create an audience engagement. Let's just talk as friends, because this is seeming to be non-ending.
That's exactly what I do. I try and maybe keep it as a friendly discussion.
But the intent is so important. If you're saying it from an intent of building a camaraderie with somebody, the brand notices that. Everybody can see that energy. So energy never lies. Your words could be a little too casual sometimes. They could be a little obnoxious also from certain angles. But if your energy and intent is coming from that extremely honest place of just making someone else involved in the process of what's happening and making it count for them. It's purely coming from that space. It's not coming from a space of belittling you or the brand or anything that's happening or saying that, oh, this is, too boring or too beneath us to pay attention to. It's none of that. It's just that I understand as a human, we are going through whatever in that moment. Kabhi neend aa rahi, kabhi pyas lag rahi, kabhi bhook lag rahi, kabhi boredom aa rahi. These are very human emotions that can grip you at these longish events and stuff.
हाँ, तो वो थोड़ा सा मतलब I think a lot of brands and organizations should also understand कि यार तुम लिबर्टी दे दो होस्ट को, तुम बीच में टांग जेन्युइनली मत अड़ाओ, बिकॉज द होस्ट टू ईच देयर ओन, उनको उनका काम आता है, उनको करने दो, बिकॉज वंस यू हैव दैट लिबर्टी you know that the audience will enjoy whatever you're doing.
True.
Sometimes you have to play to the crowd.
True. Of course, always. I
Don't
think always
play
you
the
have to
game, play the man.
Sometimes what happens, like in my experience of 15-16 years, the brands are too clear of what they want, and they want it in a particular manner, and they want a particular thing to be said in a particular manner only. Then I tell them, give me a prompter. I'll say exactly as that.
Right.
Either you use my energy and my personality as a host to enhance your event, and if you want to confine me because it is fitting into this concept of yours, I'm absolutely okay. Then you give me a prompter and I'll deliver it like a machine. And now तो AI आ गया, तो शायद ऐसे वाले events पे हमारी जरूरत भी नहीं है,
AI में तो फिर पॉडकास्टिंग भी जरूरत नहीं है, तो बस दो बंदों को बिठाओ, टॉपिक डालो, प्रॉम्प्ट डालो, हो गया कॉन्वर्सेशन.
नहीं यार, AI से इतना हैंडसम दीपक तो नहीं बनेगा, ये तो I can assure you.
Come on यार शोभा.
Of course. Deepak, what I've been noticing you since the time you've come. Can I speak to you in a very casual manner?
Please do. आपने मेरे को बोला कि it's my responsibility to open you up. Please do.
I'll tell you, तेरी मूंछ ना ये वाली थोड़ी ज्यादा कट गई और ये वाली थोड़ी ज्यादा ऊपर है.
अच्छा.
हाँ. Have you not noticed it today?
Next time मैं ना वो बार्बर को ना मैं 50 रुपए काटूंगा फिर. बोलेगा साले तू, मैं तुम्हारे पास आया था कि मेरे को एक इवेंट पे जाना है और तुम ये मेरी काट रहे हो, ये क्या मतलब हुआ भाई? क्या नाम था उसका? मैं पूछा था नाम उससे, मजिद भाई, अगर तुम देख रहे हो तो तुम्हें ना 50 रुपए कम मिलेंगे नेक्स्ट टाइम.
आई नो, उसको जरूर भेजना ये क्लिप.
यार मैं क्या करूं यार, वो कट ही जाता है.
Isn't that life? क्या करूं यार, कट ही जाता है.
क्या करूं यार, yeah, you should play this in the intro.
ये देख टिप्स भी देके जा रहा है मेरे को यहाँ पे.
पूरा.
बट जो भी हमने पब्लिक स्पीकिंग के बारे में इतनी सारी बात की, you do so many events as a public speaker, I do so many events. What does it eventually boil down to? Let's work with a 3-pointer list of improving the public speaking skill. कि क्यों मेरा ऐसा फॉर्म
आप काटो मत, मैं if I can intrude, otherwise ये रोल हो रहा है।
हाँ, ठीक है।
आप क्यों ले रहे हो बार बार? रखो ना ऐसे।
स्किल्स का स्पिल्स
तो
हो
हो
गया।
गया, स्पिल हो गया तो रियल है तो, मतलब डोंट टेक इट अगेन,
Yeah.
जस्ट कीप इट फ्लोइंग, डोंट रीटेक। और ह्यूमन है ना, मतलब अगर आप, मैं तो आजकल रील में भी गलती इंक्लूड
डाल
करता
देते
हूँ
हो ना,
मैं तो।
10 सेकंड में भी गलतियां दिखा रहा
हाँ,
हूँ मैं।
जैसे मैं वही लोगों को मजा आता है। अच्छी बात जो मैं बोल रहा हूँ तब से थ्री थिंग्स अलग कोई सुन ही नहीं रहा, गलतियां देखने लोगों को। दिस हैपेंड विद मी व्हेन रील्स केम इन। दिस ब्रिंग्स इट अ वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग पॉइंट बिफोर आई जंप ऑन टू द पब्लिक स्पीकिंग थिंग। रील्स जब आई थी इंडिया में, आपको याद होगा 15 सेकंड की आई थी पहले,
हाँ
फिर 30 सेकंड आया, फिर 60 सेकंड आया, तो 90 हो गए हैं।
हाँ
तो जब 15 सेकंड का आया था ना, तो आई यूज्ड टू एंड माय वीडियोस, आई स्टिल डू, बट आई यूज्ड टू एंड माय वीडियोस विद चीयर्स, या आई शुड डू दिस, चीयर्स विद अ विंक, ठीक है? पता नहीं, उस समय मेरे को बहुत कूल लगा, तो आई डिड इट। एंड नाउ अपेरेंटली एवरीबडी लव्स द चीयर्स पार्ट,
yeah.
और आई एम गेटिंग कमेंट्स कि सर चीयर्स नहीं बोला। मैं कहा तुम साले कंटेंट पे ध्यान दे दो जो मैंने बोला है, तुम क्या चीयर्स नहीं बोला, ये नहीं बोला, वो नहीं, मैं दिमाग चीयर्स पे थोड़ी लगा रहा हूँ
I know.
कि ऐसे चीयर्स बोल दिया, वैसे बोल दिया। लोग बोल रहे सर आज चीयर्स में मजा नहीं आया। मैं कहा तुम्हारे मजे के लिए मैं 4 बार चीयर्स का रीटेक लूं? तुम कंटेंट पे ध्यान दो।
I know.
Which brings me 3 skills, public speaking skills that people should focus on. If you want to improve your public speaking, please start. The start is the most difficult step. The start is one step that stops people. It's very intimidating, but once you are on the stage, if you feel people will make fun of you, let me tell you, people will make fun of you. But that should not hinder you from going out there on stage and let people make fun of you.
Right.
Give yourself the liberty to create absolute junk in the beginning. Please do. Because if you don't, then somebody else will take that opportunity.
Everybody starts there basically.
Yeah. So please start. We can deep dive on it, but then I'm assuming this will be a reel, so I'll just be very quick. Second would be, please read the room. Please read the room. बहुत सारे corporates में this funky jacket might not work. You might have to wear a blazer. Colleges में a blazer might feel that you are too senior, so you'll sit silently and all that. Might not work. So read the room, where you are going, who you're addressing. If you're going to a college, ask them which background they're from, which college they have, which department they're from, what are they doing, etc. Just read the room basically. Do a recce. Like podcast के लिए आप recce करोगे ना कि audio check किया, mic check किया. Just do a recce. Third, I think you'll get better at it. Keep doing it. वो ना people quit too easily. मेरे को लगता है कि यार 2 इवेंट में ऐसा हुआ, थर्ड वाला नहीं करेंगे। अरे भाई, सचिन तेंदुलकर इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि उसने वो 100 सेंचुरी लगाई है, वो कैसे लगा पाया? वो खेल रहा था लगातार। So he's just perfecting that one shot. Now Sachin has that straight drive that he has perfected so well. वो आंख बंद करके खेलेगा तो भी वो लगेगा ही लगेगा, for sure. Same with Rohit Sharma's pull shot, same with Virat Kohli's cover drive.
True.
But if you वो एक ही चीज आप करो यार, मतलब my core philosophy, ये obviously रील से कट जाएगा, my core philosophy is that please one hard skill will help you make money. The rest are the soft skills that will assist you in making that money. So say for example, somebody is an editor. Core skill, one hard skill उसका editing ही है, उसको editing ही आती है। लेकिन अगर वो रीच आउट नहीं कर पाएगा लोग को, तो वो नहीं बना पाएगा। तो उसके लिए उसको आउटरीच सीखना है, उसके लिए उसको अपना काम इंस्टाग्राम पे भी डालना है, उसके लिए उसको अपने पोर्टफोलियो बनानी है। बट कोर्स के एडिटिंग है, एडिटिंग में वो किलर आदमी है। लेकिन अगर वो ये सब नहीं सीख पाएगा, मे बी यू आर अ ग्रेट होस्ट, राइट? बट इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू पुट योर वर्क आउट देयर, क्या फायदा वो उतना प्रॉवेस होने का? कोई मतलब ही नहीं है। सो वन कोर स्किल विल मेक यू मनी, the rest are the soft skills that will help you make money. That will be
and
like
both
an
of these are work in
accelerator.
progress always.
For sure. Perfection क्या है? It's
कुछ
nothing
भी
but a
नहीं
myth.
है। What is your idea of perfection, Deepak, in the space of
Imperfection
content
is
creation
perfection.
also?
Imperfection is perfection. अब मैं बोल रहा हूँ आपको, आप मत करो perfect इतना।
हाँ, वो perfection का chase and that
हाँ,
loop is so
please
bad
मत करो।
that it
मैं तो
keeps
बोल
you
रहा हूँ।
stuck with one thing over
हाँ।
and over again instead of producing the
No,
outcome.
again, I mean, to each their own. अगर आपको ऐसा format चाहिए, then please go ahead with it. Don't take this otherwise. अगर
No,
आपको
of
लग
course
रहा है कि ये बहुत ज़्यादा
I am
include कर रहा है,
all for
चुप हो जाओ।
flaws and imperfection.
हाँ।
All for that.
तो
Yes.
but I think this is how people are, and this is what people enjoy.
Let's go to your journey now,
हाँ जी.
Deepak. How you started out? You moved out of your home at a very young age,
हाँ जी.
and when a child moves out of their house, there are a lot of things that happen with him and to him because you're stepping onto a completely unknown territory, a world where the harsh realities of life, those are there to grip you and to break you. So how was that journey for you?
So I moved out when I was 24, and I'm originally from Calcutta. Now I put up in Bombay. But when I moved out when I was 24, it was peak COVID. Second wave was peaking, and I was going to the UK. So UK was much worse than India, and flights were getting cancelled. Border was shut. So it was completely different
Right.
scenario. Flights got cancelled also. Somehow we were able to reschedule the flight. So we thought कि ठीक है चलो निकलते हैं अब. And that was the first time I was moving out of home, like out of home, not just out of home as in out of city, but out of the country overall. So a totally different culture, a totally different exposure altogether. I was used to living with family, and I was living.
This was 21.
This was when I was. This was 2021. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 2021, I moved out, and I was like, and I was used to living with my parents. Now I'm living with 3 other guys who are equally broke and figuring out life as much as I was.
Equally broke in what manner? Emotionally, financially?
यार मतलब you're 24 years old, you've not got anything figured out. You're figuring out everything, and everybody has demons that they are battling with. So they're battling with some are battling with emotional demons, some are battling with financial demons, some are battling with maybe responsibilities that they have. I was sharing the house with 3 other people
In the UK?
in the UK, 3 other guys. One guy had immense financial responsibility. One guy was there on an education loan, had a family business to fall back to, but decided to do it, and then maybe take it forward from there. And one guy was well off. So, and I was in the middle of all of this. So everybody's battling some demon or the other. And this just shows us that we need to be a little kind, yaar. It doesn't take that much to be kind. मतलब तुम जज क्यों कर रहे हो? तुम मैंने ये जैकेट पहन लिया, खराब लग रहा है. अरे तुम, मेरे को अच्छा लग रहा है ना यार, तुमको क्या फर्क पड़ता है? So it's just why are you judging? We're too quick to judge. And somebody told me, which sort of has stayed with me till now, and she said, self-doubt is so easy and self-belief is so difficult that because we are bound to focus on the negative. This podcast goes live, 100 positive comments, 1 negative comment, you will be focused on that.
100%.
क्या रे यार ये क्यों हुआ, ये क्यों हुआ, वो क्यों हुआ. You took a lot of retakes. अब अगर आप क्योंकि आपको perfection चाहिए, you're chasing that perfection, which is fair enough. लेकिन अगर आपको लगे कि नहीं यार, लोग बोलेंगे कि यार ये तो तुम perfect दिखा रही है, क्या सही में perfect है? So गलतियां लोग निकाल लेंगे, irrespective. If one negative comment you get, you'll be like, यार इतना मेहनत करके हमने पॉडकास्ट शूट किया, टीम का एफर्ट है, आपका एफर्ट है, मेरा एफर्ट है, टाइम है, सब कुछ है, और ये एक कमेंट आ गया बेकार. सो पीपल आर यूज्ड टू सीइंग द नेगेटिव मच मोर देन द पॉजिटिव. I was sitting with a cricketer once. I'll not name the person. And we were at the airport. And he told me कि यार, and I was like a fan of his work. So I was like, hey man, very nice to meet you. Can I get a picture and all that? So he's like, and then we happened to sit outside the gate for quite some time because we were on the same flight and boarding को time था. So he said, कुछ बात हो रही थी, and he's like, आपके पास डायरी है? मैं कहा है. फिर आपके पास पेन है? मैं कहा है. So he took like a blank sheet. He took a pen. He just made a dot on the pen. Blank canvas पे एक dot दिख रहा है. And he asked me, क्या दिख रहा है आपको? If I ask you क्या दिख रहा है आपको, आप क्या बोलोगे?
I know where this is going, but yeah, we
so,
focus on that dot way too much. Then we should.
I exactly said the same thing. I was like, dot दिख रहा है. He's like, क्यों, कुछ भी नहीं दिख रहा और? Blank canvas नहीं दिख रहा. वहाँ पे आप बहुत कुछ बना सकते हो. वो क्यों नहीं दिख रहा आपको? So he told me that a lot of the training that cricketers have to go through is mental. It's mental fitness over physical fitness. How strong are you mentally to deal with things? You can lose an important final if you're not in that right headspace. प्रैक्टिस आपने पूरा करी है, आप 100 ओवर खेल लिया, 100 ओवर आपने डाल लिया, फील्डिंग कर ली, सब कुछ कर लिया, हेड स्पेस में नहीं हो, किसी से झगड़ा हो गया मे बी मैच के पहले, गया ना, हेड स्पेस तो गया,
किसी भी रीजन से, for a reason as little as a phone call coming your way which you just didn't like. It could be just
anything.
that.
So as humans we are bound to focus on the negative much more than the positive. I don't know how to solve this. Maybe you can ask your next guest that question. He'll be able to sort of deep dive into it.
He's a pro in that space, so I think I will.
उनसे पूछना, वही बताएंगे आपको. Anyway.
But is there any thing bothering you at the moment, or did you have panic or anxiety troubling you in your life so far?
So far, yeah, of course. I think pretty much off late because I was dealing with like a bunch of things emotionally and also a lot of things that I wanted to prioritize, right? And I say this because I feel that 26 to 34 is an age bracket where things get very difficult, right? You are 26, 27, you're figuring out life, you're figuring out work, you're figuring out money, you're figuring out your career, where it's headed. Relationships, friendships, marriage, parents, grandparents, every single thing, every aspect of life, you're sort of trying to check कि ये सही है, ये सही है, ये सही है, लेकिन सही नहीं होता, right? So, I mean, it just boils down to you sitting with yourself and knowing yourself first. What kind of a person am I? मेरे को नहीं पता यार. I might shout sometimes to a particular thing, whereas I might just react as a very zen kind of a person. So like you mentioned that, oh, why are you so zen right now? So maybe it's just the vibe. I could just be like shouting right now, whereas I'm just very zen right now. So I've started to prioritize like a lot of things in life now. कि इस पॉइंट पे ये चीज मेरी लाइफ में बहुत जरूरी है और ये करना बहुत जरूरी है और ये करना ही करना है. If people get it, great. If not, then so be it. I'm okay losing people if they don't get what I'm going through. Let me put it this way.
Have you lost people because of this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Deepak, I want to talk to you about friendships that happen in this age span, 26 to 34, because you are at the initial of that bracket and I'm somewhere towards the end. I'm 34. Because you said you were 24 when you moved to UK, 21 में, तो अरे I'm smart that way.
Anyway, women mature much faster than men.
So in this 26 to 34 bracket, you are somewhere closer to 26. I'm somewhere close to 34. So
shouldn't have said it earlier. Anyway, yeah.
I can tell you my age also. I'm 34. I mean, there's nothing in the number.
I'm just kidding. Anyway.
But yeah, anyway, yeah. So I was saying 26 to 34, that's a very interesting age for your friendships also to evolve. And there's a lot of dynamic change that happens between friendships. Just recently, I was having a conversation with a couple of my friends, and I was telling them that why don't we meet often, because we are friends for decades now. Why doesn't the meeting happen as often now? Why don't we check on each other as much and stuff?
Right.
So the only thing that I hear in an explanation is that you are so busy, your life looks this on social media, you're traveling all the time. There's no time. But then we were like into this sort of a debate and argument. I said then...
I'm assuming this friend is a woman?
Yeah. Both of them women.
I'll tell you why this happens. I was speaking to a couple of people and she broke it down for me. She said women operate out of a place of emotion and men operate out of a place of practicality and logic. Very simple. I'm sure you know this already. So no value addition there. Okay? Simply speaking, not always love or care needs to be explicit. मेरे को दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं हर दिन कि यार नहीं, I'll maybe ask you, oh, did you reach home? वो दिखाने की जरूरत नहीं है, मैं खुद ही सामने से बोल दूंगा. If I'm say traveling, hey Shobha, I've reached. Thanks for hosting me, whatever. Right? So not always it needs to be explicit. Not always it needs to be shown. But having said that, it need not be implicit all the time also. कि ऐसा नहीं कि आप कुछ भी नहीं बोलो तो सामने वाले को पता ही नहीं रहेगा फिर. Right? So it's a mixed bag. You have to read the room again, read the space ki kya chal raha hai, kya nahi chal raha. But I think breaking down adult friendships is something that I've sort of understood. In order to segue and understand all of these things, I've realized one thing: you have to understand yourself. Very, very, very important. ये बड़ा ऐसे लग रहा है कि बहुत क्लीशे है और बहुत ये है. so be it, it works. अब ट्राई कर लेना खुद भी. जब तक आप खुद को नहीं जानोगे ना, आप वो अडल्ट फ्रेंडशिप्स को रिस्पॉन्ड ही नहीं कर पाओगे, रिएक्ट नहीं कर पाओगे और डील ही नहीं कर पाओगे उन सब चीज़ों से. Maybe so that 26-34 is when I say, is because that time you're also figuring out a lot of things, as I mentioned. Everything, right, from your career to work to money to relationships to marriage, if that's what you want to sign up for, then kids and then family and whatever. Your parents are aging, your grandparents are aging much faster than you think.
Money, buying a house, and all
Money,
those
buying
other
out,
things.
all those standards that you set for yourself, whatever that may be, right? And it's a very difficult phase. So I think prioritization helps. Understanding what space are you in right now, whether emotionally and mentally, ki this is what I have energy for at this point in time. Anything outside the bounds of this is not something I'll deal with. It's like a strict red flag. मेरे को नहीं करना deal इसके साथ. Because it's just about zone. Like right now I'm in that complete work zone where I want to get things done. I don't want to be lazy. I don't want to be laid back in my attitude कि नहीं यार ठीक है ना कल हो जाएगा. नहीं यार कल नहीं होगा, आज करो. आज करने से ही होगा. So but I'm not being harsh on myself. I take that break whenever I want to. Whenever I feel is the need. बहुत बार क्या होता है ना कि हम थोड़ा सा थकते हैं, हमें लगता है ब्रेक ले लेते हैं. नहीं यार, वो you have to keep going because you don't know what's to come. और बहुत खराब चीजें आएंगी लाइफ में. So उस समय तो आपको definitely ब्रेक लेना पड़ेगा. Right. So I think when I'm navigating through a period where I'm seeing that a lot of friendships, like when I speak to a guy, like my guy best friend, he's in Australia right now. He's studying for his masters. और हमारी, अब मेरे को याद आ रहा है, हमारी 8-10 महीने से बात नहीं हुई है. नॉट इवन ऑन व्हाट्सएप. वो बस मेरी इंस्टाग्राम स्टोरी देखता है और वो लाइक दबा देता है. एंड दैट्स हाउ आई नो ही सीन इट. एंड सेम गोज फॉर मी. आई सी हिज स्टोरी, आई लाइक इट, एंड वी बोथ नो इट्स ओके. एंड इट्स द बेस्ट काइंड ऑफ फ्रेंडशिप बिकॉज वेन एवर वी मीट नेक्स्ट, it just starts from where we left off. There is no if and but. There is no going back to the person ki, oh yaar, you didn't this, do that. Because we don't operate out of a place of emotion. As men, we operate out of a place of logic. But women, on the other hand, operate out of a place of emotion. So they are like, why didn't you call me? You're so busy, yeah. You're not catching up on, we're not catching up only. Why are you so busy? Why are you not, I'll not speak to you. I'll be very cold with you. But for us it's like, हाँ मतलब ठीक है, इतना भी कुछ नहीं हुआ है, कर लेंगे फिगर, कुछ नहीं. So we operate out of a place of logic, like pure logic. अगर logic दिख रहा है, go ahead, do it. But so women operate.
So how
out
many
of a place
friends
of,
do you have?
It's a good question. It's a very strong question. I'll call it my people.
Yeah.
Friends is a very broad term. I'm still yet to like decipher the boundaries of what a friend is or who a friend is. But my people would be 3-4 people यार, max, not more than that.
हर किसी के I think उतने ही होते हैं.
3-4 ज़्यादा है, 3-4 भी ज़्यादा है.
ज़्यादा ही है.
2-3 बहुत है. मतलब those are my people. Wherever I am, in whatever situation I am in, I'll just give them a call. They'll be right here. Irrespective of whichever part of the world they're in.
But did you not go through a phase where you had a lot of people, you went out partying every evening, and the general stuff that people do in college and stuff?
Yeah, I did go to college. I did party as well. But yeah, that's the thing, when.
How do you understand who's your friend out of that lot of 15 people that you are partying out with almost every evening or every weekend?
If I say no to somebody, they don't question me back. Very simple. If they're like, Deepak bro, let's go, Saturday night, let's go out for a party. I'm like, listen yaar, I'm a little busy, I won't be able to do it. Like, okay bro, I get it. It's fine. Let's do it next weekend. Fair enough. This is what adult friendship is. This is not something that maybe you do when you're in college. In college you'll be like, chalna yaar. Chhodna chalna. Arey bandi aa rahi, chal bro, main lata hu. It's like that. It's broken, so to speak. I don't know, broken would be a little harsh to say, but I mean, I'm not being able to put a word to it, but it is what it is. It's naive. People who don't give you fabricated feedback. People who tell you on your face कि तू ये खराब कर रहा है, इसको ठीक कर. There are people who have told me, there are people who have asked कि यार, I've put out a reel and I've sent this to my friends कि ये देख यार कैसा है. Most of them have said, अरे क्या बढ़िया बनाया यार. मैं कहा तुम्हें कैसे पसंद आया, कि मेरे को ही पसंद नहीं आया. तुम्हें कैसे पसंद आ रहा है ये रील. Lot of them, not lot of them, some of them have told me ये क्या कर रहा है भाई. You have just आपने हगा है इस कंटेंट पे, if I can be that raw. आपने हगा है इसमें, क्या कर रहे हो भाई आप. I've given feedback to such people, like who I call my people. I'm like ये ना बहुत repetitive हो रहा है, इसको ठीक करो आप. ये नहीं चलेगा. मतलब अब मेरे को लगता है आप अपना फुल पोटेंशियल पे नहीं खेल रहे हो. I've told them on the face, and it's harsh. It takes a while, but then they come around and thank me later कि यार Deepak thanks. And it's happened with like people also. I've also thanked people कि यार thanks यार for calling me out for my nonsense.
A dose of criticism I think we all need, and the right criticism. We all need to sort of retweak our ways of doing things, because कभी-कभी हम अपने तरीके से काम करने के इतने in tune होते हैं that दूसरे तरीकों पे हमारी नजर नहीं पड़ती है. And we feel that this is the only way and this probably is the best way.
Absolutely. People come सीजनल फ्रेंड्स भी होते हैं बहुत कि आए वो काम मतलब निकला और वो निकल गए.
बट वो फ्रेंडशिप भी आई थिंक बहुत कुछ सिखा के जाती है. I've had many seasonal friends.
Yeah, again no regrets. We spoke about regret, right? So no regrets. So I've understood that, मतलब so with experience you understand कि यार ठीक है ये अब मैं संभल गया हूँ थोड़ा. Maybe if I notice a pattern, that's when I be a little cautious कि नहीं यार I'm falling for this trap again. Let's not do it.
True.
होता फिर भी है, मैं गड्ढा में फिर भी गिर जाता हूँ. वो तो
है ही, कितना भी cautious होके चलो, life catches up with you, no? You think you're outrunning life, but
नहीं.
You don't, right?
How cute of you to think that you are catching up, but no.
No, you never are.
Yeah.
True, that is. So Deepak, we have talked about a bunch of things under the sun. We've talked about your journey of moving on your own and then discovering life from there. You've spoken about your content creation journey. You've spoken a thing or two about authenticity. है ना, काफी सारी बातें कर ली. Adult friendships को हमने explore कर लिया. Now towards the end, I want to understand from you as of today, what is your idea of success? Do you think you're successful?
Yeah, of course, because it is very subjective. So I feel that whatever I have been able to battle, and if I have been able to battle my demons, I am successful. It's a metric that people have on social media. It's nothing but a metric. So when you see that, okay, he's got say 100,000 followers, or he's got like 2 million views on his podcast. Is that success? Maybe not. If I'm seeing 2 million views, and you've already seen 10 million, it's not success to you, right? Because you're habituated with 10 million. I'm like, हाँ ठीक है 2 million तो आया, 80% कम आया, 2 million में अटका है बेचारा. You might think that way, right? So it's very subjective. Whatever you feel is success to you might not be success to me. As a creator, success might be, for me, could be building a community, maybe imparting value, or whatever I was wanting to create content for. The message was received by the audience enjoyed it, loved it, shared it around, or whatever. If I'm running a business, what am I running it for? The sales metric could be a metric. The team,
no, what is your
happiness
metric?
Could be a metric. Yeah, it's subjective. So for me, I think if I mean it changes from profession to profession if I'm speaking work wise. Because again, as I mentioned, content के बारे में बात किया, इसके बारे में बात किया. So, but I think यार वो ना संतुष्टि है नहीं. End तक भी संतुष्टि नहीं है. Because I feel that our goalpost shifts once we achieve one goal. अब हम प्लान कर रहे हैं कि नहीं यार हम 1 million सब्सक्राइबर्स तक पहुंचेंगे. अब हम पहुंच गए तो क्या आप बंद कर दोगे? नहीं करोगे ना बंद. Your goalpost shifts. Now the benchmark is 2 million. Next benchmark would be 5 million. Next benchmark would be 10 million. So it shifts. But I think you need to be, you need to track your progress from who you were. So comparing yourself to maybe your previous version, We hear all this on social also, but I think that's what works. I can't compare my life to anybody else here, right? Because situations are different.
वो तो करना भी नहीं चाहिए. आई थिंक कंपैरिजन ब्रिंग अननेसेसरी प्रेशर. They bring unnecessary standards for you to follow, which might not be even your goal. And I think this compare yourself with only yourself, or I compare myself with who I was yesterday, also does not work for me anymore.
Okay.
Because who I was yesterday, I had a different body, I had a different mind, I had a different mindset, I had a different set of support, I had a different financial condition versus who I am today. Now, it could be up or it could be down, but that is my reality today. How can I compare with it and still live in my past?
No,
So what I
makes
see
sense.
is that am I doing best with what I have today or not? For me, that is success. So if I wanted to do, let's say, 2 episodes or 3 episodes today, am I doing that and am I getting the best
If,
and the
for
most
example,
productive
you
this
were
out of it?
supposed-
That's it.
If, for example, you want to do 2 episodes a day, and you were able to do maybe 1, so do you consider yourself unsuccessful?
No, I don't. That's what I'm saying. So it depends. Allow yourself the room to also improvise on your plans, whatever it is.
Exactly. So I think, I mean, whatever you are able to do with whatever resources you have, because यार 24 घंटे सबके पास है.
Right.
is
नहीं,
what I'm
but
trying to
what I
say.
was trying to say is that past में जो आप थे ना, that you are not today. Like suppose I could do 50 push-ups in a
Right.
row 5 years
Right.
ago. Today I can't. My body has changed. Whatever limitations I have. If I keep comparing myself to my past version and say आज तो 5 साल हो गए तो I have to do 60, that's a stupid metric for me to compare.
So again, so
In a lot of things, and that holds true for money, that holds true for relationships, that holds true for various areas in your life, is what I feel.
I mean, again, very subjective, but I just feel that it's just being true to yourself and doing things with the right intent. यार, I think intent for me is very important. किस intent के साथ कर रहे हो और आपको it's okay to not know कि ये कहाँ जा रहा है, कैसे कर रहा है, क्या कर रहा है. You'll figure it out on the way. But the intent with whatever you do, अगर वो evil intention होगा, we discussed this before also, अगर वो evil intent होगा तो वो खराब होना ही होगा, because the intent, it's karma. Very simple. It will come back and bite your ass in ways you will not imagine, right? So so one more philosophy that I have is speed only matters if it's in the right direction.
Absolutely.
So if it's in the wrong direction, then you're going that much far than your actual goal, which in itself doesn't make sense. So but you will figure out the direction once you try out like a bunch of things. Content for me was like one of those things ki haan theek hai, because I tried giving my CA exam, I tried giving my CFA exam, I tried giving CAT and MAT ZAT, all these exams. I tried my luck at cricket, I tried my luck at badminton, I tried to learn the guitar. Didn't work out. A lot of things didn't work out. I tried my luck on my first startup, did not work out. So it just didn't. So you can't be, बैठे नहीं रह सकते आप यार. हो गया, नहीं चला, आगे बढ़ो, move on. That's probably the crux of life.
Right. So many things even I tried out didn't work out at all. I tried singing, I tried investments, I tried coaching, I tried some sort of a yoga studio setup. I tried a bunch of things,
Yeah.
I tried doing a cloud kitchen. So many things
really?
even. Yeah. So many things. Like I can't remember all of it now. But
Yeah.
there's so many things which I tried.
Yeah.
And nothing worked out in a way that it gave me a lot of joy and happiness and I had some good clients and all of that. But it didn't lead into a long-term, career or aspiration for
Yeah,
me.
yeah.
Till the time it was there, I enjoyed. Like for you, cricket, you enjoyed, you're passionate, you still are. So I'm still passionate about, let's say, my cloud kitchen concept. But maybe I'm not taking it with me
It's
where
okay.
I'm going in my
Absolutely
journey.
fine.
So I know so many things you have to try out to figure out what is it that you can sustain.
हाँ,
You know,
तो
that's
वही
also
ना,
very
तो
important.
Also, one more thing is, please don't listen to all the gurus on social media who just preach and don't practice.
Yeah.
The people who write entrepreneur in their bios with their spelling wrong. Who are you listening to? So always be very careful of who you take advice from. अगर मैं बोल रहा हूँ कि नहीं आप ये माइक ऐसे रख के ऐसे कर लो, क्यों बोल रहे हो आप? आपने उखाड़ा है कि नहीं? If I see this mic every day, every single day, because it's there in my house, 2 of them rather. So I see this every day. So if I know कि इस एंगल पे रखना है, इस इतना डिस्टेंस रखना है, तब जाके आवाज अच्छी आएगी उस मॉनिटर पे. नहीं तो नहीं आएगी. ये तो उसमें वो ग्राफ में वो फट जाएगा, ऊपर आ जाएगा. अब मैं ये किया, ये फ्रेम से ऊपर जा रहा है, मेरे को पता है, तो ये नहीं करना है मेरे को. So certain things that you need to be very careful of. So be careful of who you take advice from. and never quit is bullshit advice. Quit at the right time, please.
Yeah, please
And-
quit
and
and,
the right
invest
time-
your energy into something else that, you know.
Yeah, never quit is bullshit advice. I've quit a lot of things and that's worked out very, very fine for me. Thank God I
Yeah,
I
those
quit a lot of things.
quitting is for losers and all of that
नहीं,
is
नहीं, कुछ
such
नहीं है, सब
such
बेकार है।
nonsense. I
ठीक है
feel you
वो।
should quit at the right time. That's such a beautiful thing
Yeah,
to say
never
and take
quit is
back.
bullshit advice.
Yeah, absolutely,
मतलब
absolutely.
नहीं लगे
second
रहो,
that.
हाँ नहीं होगा होगा, अरे तुम कुछ कर ही नहीं रहे काम, तुम्हें ना उसकी फ्यूचर दिख रही है ना तुम कुछ कर रहे हो, नहीं होगा होगा, करो करो फिर बैठे रहो रो फिर.
I think that's a beautiful note to end this episode with. Thank you so much, Deepak, for
Thank you.
coming today and sharing from your lovely journey with us.
Thank you
It's
so
such
much guys for listening in. अगर अच्छा लगा है तो प्लीज लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब, ये मैं बोल ही देता हूँ. आप
बोलो ना, और अच्छे से बोलो, दिल से बोलो थोड़ा, जैसे अपने में बोलते हो.
दिल से ही बोल रहा हूँ, दिल से नहीं लग रहा क्या? आई थिंक यू एंजॉयड द एपिसोड. अगर अच्छा लगा हो तो प्लीज़ लाइक शेयर सब्सक्राइब, और ना लगाओ तो, और अभी तक अगर देख रहे हो तो आई एम अज्यूमिंग आपके पास भी ज़िंदगी में बहुत टाइम है, तो आप भी आप सब्सक्राइब करके आगे बढ़ जाओ. And yeah, that's it. I mean, it's a wrap. That's how we do it. It's a wrap. It's
Wrap.
a clap. That's it.
Thank you so much, guys, for watching this episode of the Journey Within podcast. I really hope that we left you with some insights, some perspective to look at your life from, and also a lot of fun that we had on this episode. So please like करो, share करो, comment करो, subscribe करो, और YouTube को तभी पता चलता है कि हम कुछ ढंग का काम कर रहे हैं जब आपकी engagement उस पे आती है. So please do that if you like what we are trying to create here. Thank you so much.